Hello, and thank you for tuning in to an interview with. I am your hostess, Eunice White. It is here where I get the pleasure and the honor of interviewing talented people from all walks of life, independent artists, entrepreneurs, business owners who are doing their thing and are looking for even more untapped audiences or people to get to know their gifts, their worth. So tonight I have a special guest. His name is Latrell Knight, and he's also known as Mr. Milkman. He's a soul singer, a Southern blues singer, and he will be joining us in just a moment to discuss what he have going on in terms of his career and his music. First, I would like for you guys to get to know April J. Armstrong of Armstrong International Media and Distribution, also known as A.I.M for the Culture for the Collective. She is a Black woman CEO, owner, and curator of her very own internet broadcasting station. And again, it's called A.I.M, Armstrong International Media. She is kind enough and have been kind enough to work with me to allow my show interview with to be on her network. So I would love for you guys to get to know her a little bit and see what else she have to offer in terms of what she provides. She loves independent artists as well, and her platform, her broadcast is home for independent artists, entrepreneurs, business persons, entrepreneurs, as well as just whatever type of talent you have. So anything from filmmaking to being an author, if you are a cook, if you like to provide exercise, training, talk shows like myself, poetry, music, she have a platform that you can just shine and just grow from. So you'll get to know her in just a second. I want to thank all of you guys for tuning in as well every Tuesday. And I have been taking a couple of breaks here lately. One was because I wasn't feeling too well about a week or two ago. So I had to literally just shut down. But I do appreciate all of your continued support and the support that you provide to every guest I have on my show. And what pleases me the most is when I have a guest call me back and they'll say, hey, I got some sales, or hey, I'm blowing up. I've been asked to speak elsewhere, just be appearing different places and that type of thing. So it's a wonderful thing. So I am very, very honored again to showcase independent artists and entrepreneurs. All right. So get to know Miss April J. Armstrong of Armstrong International Media and Distribution and see what she's all about. And if you love her, come on and join us. All right. Hold for one moment.
April says, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, all under the name Armstrong International Media, your spot for internet TV broadcasting for poetry and indie artists. AIM for the culture, for the collective.
Okay, so that's a little bit about April, and it's just a little. She is a big, gigantic entity, and she's filled with so much talent and experience. April, her internet television broadcasting station again will be coming soon around spring, so not too far away, guys. of this year, and you'll get to see all the wonderful content that she's going to be displaying on or airing on that network. If you are interested in getting to know the AIM network, then please, by all means, if you want more information, especially like on special packaging, she has different packages, different advertisement packages. If you want to sponsor some of the content that's on her broadcast station, feel free to reach out to her at the AIM Incorporated 21 at gmail.com. And I'll put that over here. Again, that's AIM Incorporated 21 at gmail.com. All right. Not only is she open to, have you get to know the station from that perspective. If you too are interested in having any shows to air on her network, that's the same email you would reach out to her on. Again, that's AIM Incorporated 21 at gmail.com. If you are interested in being interviewed by any of her special hosts, like myself, hosts or hostesses, please, again, you can reach out to her at AIM Incorporated 21 at gmail.com. And in the subject line, you can put the show's name and or reach out to the host respectively. Okay. So yeah. And so yeah, she have plenty. Again, that's Armstrong International Media and Distribution, or AIM. And you can also visit her network by going to theaimnetwork.com. So yeah, so that's a lot about April. Now this show is also airs on a radio internet station, and it's called Untapped Music Radio. Every Wednesday at 3:30, you can hear this replay on Untapped Music Radio.airtime.pro. And that is created and ran by Minister Terry Hatchett. Every Wednesday at 3:30 p.m. If you would like to learn more about the services that Terry provides, please reach out to her. You can email her at untappedmusicradio@gmail.com. And once again, that's untappedmusicradio@gmail.com. Get to know her because, again, like April and the AIM family, she definitely have a special place in her heart for independent artists and entrepreneurs. And her content on her radio station, the genres, I mean, they go from like classical to rock to pop to R&B, reggae, you name it. She plays all music, house music, all types of wonderful music can be heard on her program. Gospel music. Then not only that, she allows spaces for talk radio shows like myself, and she have independent artist spotlights every week. So she will feature an independent artist every week. So again, that's untappedmusicradio.airtime.pro, or you can email her at untappedmusicradio@gmail.com, and that's T Hatchett. All right. So we are waiting for our guest to come on. He's going to be joining us in just a moment. If you're in the comments, I want to say thank you. and thank you to Ronald Schufer. I really appreciate you tuning in and allowing me to interview your artist. Thank you so much. All right. So what I will do now is, let's see here. Let's see here. What we're going to do now is, if you have any questions, also feel free to put them in the chat. And that's another thing. So I started doing YouTube only at first. For those of you who've been with me from the beginning, you know I was doing YouTube and Facebook Live. And I changed to just YouTube to grow my channel a little more. But I would always get comments. Oh my gosh, I couldn't comment. In order to comment on YouTube, you have to log in with your Gmail, sign on with your account, your email accounts rather. And once you sign on with your email accounts and you come onto my page, that is where you'll be able to not only view the video, but you can also comment. And we love that type of dialogue, all that back and forth dialogue. The guests love it. I love it. And it gives you a chance to be, a part of the interview as well. You can ask whatever questions you want to ask, or, leave whatever comments you want to leave. And again, you can reach my channel, my YouTube channel right here at Interview with Eunice White. And there you'll find my station. And while you're there, do me a favor and subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell. Okay. That way you can stay abreast of all that we have going on. I've interviewed some wonderful people. So take if you have a day, just go back and just see some different interviews, and you'll learn so much about what's happening here in the world. So that's how you can click on. But definitely sign on. You have to sign in through your email if you want to participate by way of comments. Otherwise, it's just you're not going to be able to comment, but you can still watch the show. And then also share it. Share this live broadcast, okay, guys? All right, let's see what else we have going on. We're going to go to another video that tells you a little bit more about what's happening over at the A.I.M network. So you guys hold tight, and I'm going to introduce you to some more information. All right, one moment. All right, so as you just saw, we have rhythm and blues and all kinds of wonderful music videos, poetry videos coming soon to the A.I.M network. And that is, as you just saw, it's spring 2022. Again, the A.I.M network have all types of content that you will absolutely enjoy. So I hope that you guys support the channel. We'll be moving over to Roku pretty soon, and it's going to be really fun, and a couple of other platforms. So it's going to be really fun. So yeah, so if you're just tuning in, I am by myself, as you can see. You're probably like, wait, what's going on? I'm just waiting for my special guest to show up. His name is Latrell Knight tonight. He is a Southern blues singer and soul singer, R&B, and his bio is magnificent. I absolutely enjoyed reading his bio. So hopefully he'll get a chance to pop on the scene, and he can tell you more about himself. Let's see here. He can tell you more about himself, and his music is really nice. So his bio is like the music and the bio just really mesh together very nicely. You can tell the history. You can just hear the history and tell the history and all of his experiences with respect to his music career. So we are waiting for him to pop on. Let's see if he's here. Let me see. Hold on one moment. Hey, Latrell, how are you?
Hey, how you doing? How you doing?
Pretty good. And thank you for coming on and hanging out with me tonight.
Man, they getting the real me today, boy. They getting the real Latrell today. They, I might throw a little Milkman in there, but
Well, that's pretty cool. So, guys, I've been talking about you just for a second before you came on board. This gentleman is my special guest. His name is Latrell, the Milkman Knight. And Latrell, since you're here, I'm gonna go ahead on and just read your bio to the people so they can get a chance to learn more about your background, and then we could just jump into the interview. Okay?
Okay, no problem.
Yep. So I have his bio here, and Latrell Knight, I have here you were born August 16th, 1981 to Richard and Hilda Knight. Latrell Knight was destined to sing and entertain at an early age. He began singing to the crowd at the age of 3 years old. Wow, okay. So people began to notice Latrell's talent, which led them to booking him at parties and social gatherings. The song Somebody's Watching Me by Rockwell, I remember that song, was one of the many songs Latrell performed. In 1995, Latrell began singing with his middle school choir. He often opened for the famous Mississippi Mass Choir. How about that? Okay. And in 1996, the soulful Latrell developed a name for himself, Mr. Rich. This was only the beginning. So you went from Mr. Rich to Mr. Milkman?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So have here that you open. Wow, you open for the Yin Yang Twins, the late Heavy D, and Trick Daddy. In 2002, Knight came up with a different name, Reality Jones. Okay, I feel you. You kind of giving me this little Puff Daddy. What is it? Puff Daddy, Love. What's some other names that guy has so many, P. Diddy, so many different names. But anyway, you caught the ear of the legendary soul singer Billy Soul Bonds. Jones did a few shows with him and the Soul Queens. Okay. Reality didn't stop there. He helped Billy write a few songs as well. Reality Jones opened for H Town, Silk, Drew Hill, I.M.X, B2K, Scarface, Snoop Dogg, Jaheim, Genuine, Nathaniel Kimball, and the late Jackie Neal, Willie Clayton, and many more. That's awesome. Okay. In this day and age, the profound artist goes by the name Latrell Knight. Latrell has
My
spent
real
time
name.
writing. Say it again.
My real name. I'm gonna tell a story about that when you get to it, but go ahead.
Okay. All right. So it says the profound artist goes by the name Latrell Knight. Latrell has spent time writing for an innumerable amount of artists. He is now an artist under the management of Behind the Scenes Music team. Latrell Knight is a hybrid of Southern soul and R&B music genres. Latrell also isn't a stranger when it comes to stage plays. Okay, that's cool. You're a stage actor and writer. Wow, you do it all. That's wonderful. Latrell had major roles in the 2012 musical play Oil Sheen and Women Who Wear Blue Jeans, The Ninth Hour, and Deeds Grow. Latrell Knight, aka Mr. Milkman, has prepared his journey to show the world what he can really do. So that's a great bio. And wow, you have really had a wonderful experience in this thing we call music. And you go from singing to writing, acting, and you can tell us all about the acting because I would love to know, have you had a chance to be a playwright? You know, have you written any plays? And, you
Yes,
know,
I have. Yes, I
okay,
have.
good. Okay.
I actually wrote a play which is called For My Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to get off the ground now.
Oh, nice.
I wrote a movie. It's called excuse me, One Scene. It's a movie about a guy who pretty much he grew up smart, but he got with the wrong crowd, went and did a bid, and when he got out, he wanted to save his nephew so bad, and he
Mm-hmm.
had to go back to some of his old deeds to save his nephew, and we working on that as well. So it's
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Well, let's go back to the beginning. So your bio said you've been singing since you were 3 years old, and and one of your songs, "Somebody's Watching Me." Tell me why you love that song. Why was that one of your most favorite songs to sing? I always feel like
I don't
somebody.
know. I don't know. It's just that he was so animated to me. Like Rockwell sounded so animated, and it caught my ear. And I was like, man, I just love the way he's commanding this song, and he's not really singing or nothing, but it's just, man, it's so catchy and fun, so it caught me, and I just started mimicking it and trying to do it, so I don't know. It just everybody used to love to hear me do it, and I used to joke around with it a lot. But that's what
Wow.
got me the bug. That's what got me started. Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty cool. And from a young age, when you started out, I've often heard people say they start out in the church and all that. But did you start out in the church as well, or did you pick your talent up elsewhere and was kind of like nurtured along the way from there?
Okay. The difference between that is I did sing in church,
Mm-hmm.
but I started singing in church like a little later.
Okay.
Uh, but my thing was when I was 3, I didn't remember that. I had to have people tell me this all the time, so I
Mm-hmm.
didn't really remember that. And I got out into sports and baseball and football and wrestling and stuff of that nature. I got
Yep.
off into sports real heavy. And and one day they turned around and put me in choir, middle school
Okay.
choir. I was trying to get in PE, and they put me in middle school choir, and I was like, oh man, I don't want to do this. And so I'm sitting there just playing around one day, vocally just playing, and my teacher, Miss Friley, she really heard something, when she started pushing me, And she told me, she said, "Hey, this, I don't mind failing you." I said,
Wow.
"Excuse me?" She said, "I don't mind failing you. You will fail choir. If you don't take it serious, I know what you can do. You got it. I know what you can do. So you're gonna start doing it." And she
Oh,
pushed me hard and hard and harder, and this is the result of that. I just fell in love with it from there.
how wonderful. And then you opened for the Mississippi Mass Choir. Tell me about that. What was that like?
That was an experience.
I bet.
That was a real experience. I never get starstruck.
Mhm,
The first, I want to say the first time I got starstruck for real is when I met Heavy D because Hev was an idol. But
mhm,
with them, I saw what professionalism was for the first time. I saw what nucleus was for the first time. I heard singing without limelight. I heard, I learned how to play in the background. I learned how
mhm,
to do my part by them. You know what I'm saying? So instead of just
mhm.
stepping out in the front all the time, I learned how to play a position. And
Okay.
just watching them do that, I learned. So it was a learning experience, and they were so humble and great and real nice to us and giving us pointers and stuff and telling us how to stand and telling us how to project ourselves. They really sat down and taught us. They didn't
Mhm.
just sing and get away or nothing like that. They really sat down and talked to us. So it was like it was pretty cool.
Oh, I bet it was an honor to just be under their guidance. That had to be a wonderful experience. Wonderful.
Oh yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna fast forward because um the music that you have out now, um, the basis for a lot of that came from your involvement. You had just mentioned Heavy D, and I just got finished, listing off all of the famous people that you had a chance to open up for and sing with. How did all of that come together? How did you meet people like Heavy D, and How did you get connected with all of these people?
Right place, right time. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it's just circumstance of right place, right time. I was in Mobile and Hev was in town and I
Oh
knew a
wow!
promoter out there. I knew a promoter out there who just happened to be like, Trail, I want you to come open up. And I said, okay, cool. And I was at sound check and I'm sitting around. I've always been a student of the game first. I always listen to other people and, watch little things that they do and I learn from them. And
Yeah.
so I was sitting out in sound check just watching and I was like, dang, all right. And I made a joke about something and I heard somebody laugh behind me. I look back, it's hell.
Oh
I'm like,
wow!
oh, it's Heavy D. Wow. So I'm jumping up and I run over there and talking to him. And I'm so excited because I met him, because from a kid, I used to be a heavy set kid and to see him, move the way he moved, man, and command swag the way he commanded it and all of that, I was like, yeah, I can do this, yeah. So he was a big inspiration to me, and so I'm sitting back talking to him and I was like, man, you just don't know how happy I am to meet you, this and that. And he gave me some of the best advice in the world, which made me
Wow!
stop being starstruck. He said, man, you an artist like me. He said, you an artist. You an artist like me. He said, man, it's cool to sit there and admire my work, man, but never fan out over another artist because you are just as big as them. In your mind, you should be that.
Yeah, and
Oh,
that's
wow.
true. And
So
that's
I
true.
took that. So I took that and ran with it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's some good advice. It's universal. It's a good way to continue to help people, encourage people, who kind of think that they are not as gifted or talented as the next, to know that they have just as much, to offer the world with their talent. So that's good. I had a chance to meet Heavy D too back in the day, way back in the day, and I think it was back when he first came out when the Heavy D and the Boys, right before. I think I met him not too long before. I want to say, unfortunately, the untimely death of Trouble T. Roy, one of the
Trouble
dancers.
T. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Trouble T. Yeah.
Yeah. And the way you described him, in terms of how he was just open to meeting and not, making himself think, I'm this big celebrity and too good to, speak to others. I recall when I met the group and met the whole tour that time. I'm very humble, so I was very happy to meet and you know, speak with those guys and get to know all of those guys too. But very humble guy. I remember that. He was very humble, very nice.
Really
Yeah,
was,
very
man.
humble. Yep. And that made it really really cool experience. So that's cool. So you know, I again I ran off your list of everybody that you've had a chance to open up with, and when you were opening up for this group, you were Reality Jones. Is that right?
Yeah, I was going by the name Reality Jones.
Okay, there we go.
Funny
I'm
story.
trying to keep up the
Funny
names.
story how I lost that name though. Funny story.
Okay.
You know P2K, correct?
Yes.
Okay, well P2K has been a Facebook friend of mine for years, you know, and in one year we was on the same ticket for the first time. We did a Father's Day show in Picayune and
Mm-hmm.
he was hosting, you know, he gets up and he says, well, I'm gonna go ahead and call everybody out, you know. So and again, he knew me, you know, but he didn't know me as an artist, you know, but he knew me as a person on Facebook or whatnot. So
Okay.
he gets there, he says, all right, coming to the stage next, man, good brother, you know, good friend of mine, man, he cool. Y'all get up for Latrell night. I said, what the heck? So I go to the stage and I'm like, I like the way that sound though. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize that, you know, my name was a household name. You know, I didn't realize it. But hearing him introduce it, I just said, well, y'all, from now on, that's what I'll be going by. I made that announcement right there.
Oh wow!
And
And I thought you were talking about the group Me Too because I was like, yeah, no, I don't know. You know, but that's a good
P2K,
story.
P2K the Diddy, man. U-Turn.
I
You
gotta.
sing that song with King George, U-Turn, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that is cool. So when we fast forward even a little more, we have two good songs that you have. Oh, before we talk about that, talk about your writing, your history in writing. You mentioned that you collaborated with someone who took you under his wing as well, and you started writing with them. So talk about how that came about.
Well, I learned how to start writing music probably at about 13, 14.
Mhm.
And you know, I had a little pen going and I wrote started out writing hooks for a lot of the rappers around the area. And then I
Okay.
started ghostwriting for a couple of them. Billy Soul came along and you know, he
Hmm.
took me under his wings and he was working on an album called I Just Came to Party. And so I helped him pen a couple of those things. And then I went on and penned some major music. You know, I'm under what they call gag order. Not to say what I wrote, but you know, I wrote a couple of songs that hit radio or whatnot.
Hmm. Hmm.
I'm but you know, I can always say what artists, you know, I wrote for Genuine, Drew Hill, Raheem
Wow.
Devon, Jaheim,
Wow.
um, Nicole Ray, Tyra B, some of the soul singers, Jenda Harris, Jennifer Watts. List goes on, man. I did a lot of writing.
That's
I did
awesome.
a lot of writing.
You know, that writing is where it's at. It's really where it's at. I love it. I love the writing and then also producing. So you mentioned three artists that are actually from I live in the DMV, Washington D.C. area. So what
Oh,
was
I
that?
came up in VA. I came up in Norfolk. That's I spent most of my adult life in Norfolk, Norfolk, VA.
Um,
Yep.
yeah, so I'm a little further up, like Northern Virginia, right next to Washington D.C. And then
Oh,
the
I know
Maryland.
where you at. I spent a
Yeah,
lot of time out in Wheaton and Wheaton, Maryland,
yeah,
and all that. Oh, I spent a lot of time out there. I've been in
yeah.
DC partying. You know, I know about it.
Oh, great. That's great. That's great. So yeah, and to have worked with three of those three artists, I mean, Genuine, you mentioned Raheem Devon and Drew Hill out of Baltimore. It must have been a wonderful experience. All three of those guys. Well,
Oh
group
yeah, very much,
man, talented.
very much,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. They're wonderful, wonderful talents. So yes, that must be a great experience to have
You
written
know,
for so many
to hear
people.
Nokia say something like, "Oh man, we gonna use what he did." You know, to hear him say that, I'd be like, "Oh, okay, that's what's up." You know, because I
Honor.
think
Yeah.
Nokia was one of the greatest. You know what I mean? And
Oh, good. Yeah, that's awesome. That is awesome. Let's see who's in the comments. I see a couple of people have joined us. All right. Hello, April. Thank you. And Ronald. Okay, so tell everybody where you're from. I didn't even mention that, but tell us where you're from, what state, who you representing.
Mississippi. I'm a Mississippi guy. I'm from Hattiesburg. Well, I live in Hattiesburg. I'm originally from Mars Point, but I live in Hattiesburg, Mississippi.
Okay. It's a lot of talent coming out of that state. I'm telling you, guys are not playing with that music. I was like, wow.
No games. We want it.
All right. Well, speaking of the music, I have received 2 songs from you from your camp, and they both are cool. You want to talk about how you came about those songs? I'm pretty sure you wrote the music, but tell us all about it. What was the inspiration behind your songs?
Which 2 we talking about?
Milkman and Whiskey Party.
Hey, okay, Milkman is my persona. I had to come up with a persona. Milkman is the modern day Jody, but we knocking on the front door. We ain't running out the back door.
The modern day Jody.
Yeah, we knocking on the front door. We coming in and you know what? We ain't got to stick around either. We just come when needed and jump on up out of there. Sometimes you don't want to be bothered with us. But sometimes you do want to be bothered, and when you want to be bothered, I'm there to bother you.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, if you don't mind, you want us to go ahead and play that song for everybody to hear?
Hey, that's no problem, man. We're good.
Okay. All right. So, guys, we're going to hear Milkman by Latrell, Mr. Milkman Night. And then when we come back, just let us know how you like the song, and he'll tell us how you can get the song, and we'll listen to another one, and then we'll talk about some more stuff. So we'll be right back.
come through and I supply you and come back when you want me to. Can I be your milkman? Come through when I need to come through and I supply you and come back when you want me to. Can I come through the front door? Never been one to peep and hide. I ain't one for the run around. Satisfaction when I come inside. Pretty woman, why you let a man make you feel misunderstood? Let the milkman supply your needs, guaranteed to do your body good. Wanna be your milkman? Come through when I need to come through, and I supply you, and come back when you want me to. Can I be your milkman? Come through when I need to come through, and I supply you, and come back when you want me to. All night with the workout, you know the milkman delivers on time. Yeah. Strong bones got it going on. Have you had this milk of mine? Yeah. Every woman needs a taste to treat, you know the Milky Way. Yeah. Just call on me, baby, I'll be there to brighten your day. Wanna be your milkman? Come through when I need to come through, and I supply you, and come back when you want me to. Can I be your milkman? Come through when I need to come through, and I supply you, and come back when you want me to. On time delivery, satisfaction guarantee. Can I be your milkman, supplying all your every need? On time delivery, satisfaction guarantee. Can I be your milkman, supplying all your every need? Wanna be your milkman, come through when I need to come through, and I supply you, and come back when you want me to. Can I be your milkman, come through when I need to come through, and I supply you, and come back when you want me to.
All right, Latrell, that was pretty cool and clever. Now, what if the woman is lactose intolerant? What kind of milk you have? What substance you have a substitute for?
Silk almond, baby. Silk almond.
Almond,
I
okay.
got that smooth silk almond for you. I deliver.
Oh, that is so funny. I'm sitting here as I was listening to the song again. I said, I can't believe it. There was a time when we actually had milkmen that would deliver milk. Those little glass bottles. I guess
glass bottles,
I think it was way before our time, honestly, because I don't.
And you know what? And my auntie used to say all the time when she heard the song, she said, "I know where he got it from. Back in the day, they used to always say that's the milkman, baby."
Yeah, that's right.
They did used to say that. Yeah.
That's right. Well, it's really cool. So, I like the song. It's really cool, and the beat is nice. And in your bio, you said that your music, I believe it was in the bio I just read, you're a hybrid between Southern soul and R&B. So, what caused you to create that blend, and to be your sound? Actually, it's really nice.
Well, the deal is, again, I always said that I'm a student first. Okay. I've always been a student of the game first. I listen to other things before I do something, and I take other ears and advice or whatnot. I've always been more of an R&B guy, but due to the state of what R&B music is now, if you notice, all the older R&B generation is moving to Southern soul. And so for me to thrive in Southern soul, I have to give them what sound they want to hear, but I also have to use my vocal patterns of R&B.
Okay.
So, that's pretty much me staying true to who I am, but giving the people what they want,
Yeah. I'm glad you mentioned that about a lot. There's a big movement of the I believe you said like an older generation of folks that are going there, artists that are moving from R&B to Southern soul, and it's probably a great time actually, because Southern soul, I mean, I like Southern soul. I don't think I follow it as much, but since I've had a chance to start, getting to know more of the artists, I'm loving the music, because the music is just soulful. I mean, it literally is soulful. It's just like wonderful. It's like a true rhythm and blues song, and it still speaks to the art of, I guess, who we are, and all the different things I think that people go through. There's somebody who's going to tell a story that hopefully can encourage you, will give you something definitely to dance to. I mean, I don't care if it's happy or sad. You're gonna love the music regardless. So I'm just happy to see it being what is the word? Embraced more, and it's getting out to those of us that don't know it as much. And everybody that I've even played a song for, they're like, "Oh my God, I like that song," and next thing you know, they are ordering all kinds of music. So I'm very happy to hear that a lot of artists are just going to kind of gravitate and embrace the art and just really celebrate Southern soul music. So that's awesome. And again, it's all about the soul of it, the soul, the heart. The music is coming from here. The state of R&B, as you just said, when I listen to music, maybe it's because I'm hopefully I'm not being prejudiced or anything, but it's so different from the music that we had growing up. So different, in my opinion, in terms of R&B. And so it's nice to be able to hear it, like you said, that hybrid coming together, and it's introducing us to even the history of Southern Soul. So I'm just happy to hear, that, from you as an artist, but just from other people who just absolutely love the music. So I think it's wonderful. Yep.
I I like to
Mhm.
believe that, I think talking to my nephew one day, we was talking about hip hop, and I'm a huge hip hop head. I love all music, honestly, but I'm a huge hip hop head. And we was talking about, from what I used to listen to what he listened to now. And he was like,
Mhm.
but Uncle, it had to evolve, this is what it evolved to. I said, I get it. I said, but each stage of music evolved to something that the other stage didn't understand or didn't like. Like I like to go back 60s and 70s bands. 60s and 70s bands. That sound right there, man. I love that. Oh, I
Yeah.
love that. I love your Earth, Wind, and Fires. I love your Confunctions. I love your Isley Brothers, your Frankie Beverly and Mazes. I love all that. I love
Yeah.
that. That sound
Mhm.
right there. That sound of music, man. Everything was on key, on point. They was playing that
Mhm.
live. And then it went
Yeah.
down to the androgynous stage where Prince and them took over and
Mhm.
pop and all that. Then it went to the slow groove bedroom R&B stage to where we got real singing groups,
Yeah.
stuff
Yeah.
like that. It went down to that. Then it moved on to a more hip hop phase of R&B, and now we got trap soul. And like I said, I didn't like I didn't like what it uh evolved to, because I guess it passed my age range. I'll say that. But at the
Mhm.
same time, sometimes they'll put something up that I'm like, okay, that sounds pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Like you have some artists that will pay homage to our legends of past. And when we start talking about, we're going through the evolution of the music, it seemed like we always still kind of advanced, if you will. So, okay, we start off with a particular type of music from the 60s and 70s, and then here comes the 80s, like you just mentioned, androgynous. For some reason, that it's like it made it, not made it better, but we kind of progressed to something better. At some point in time, it seemed like it got stuck, and it's just stuck. So I'm not putting anybody's music down, but I'm just saying a lot of the music, this doesn't seem to carry along that substance from back in the day, So I don't
You
know.
got a point there, yeah.
And
But you know
yeah,
what? It's Southern Soul artists. It is Southern Soul artists now that looks around at us new coming artists or whatnot. It's some of the old guards that look at what we doing, and they will bash and say, "Oh, that ain't Southern Soul, man. You don't got the
mhm.
horns in it. You don't got this going. That ain't Southern Soul. That's R&B. You need to go sing R&B." And they'll
Oh,
get upset. We
uh-oh.
have that going on in Southern Soul now. They will get
Okay.
upset and do that. The old guards don't want to pass the torch, some of
Yeah,
them, and some of them embrace it and be like, "Hey man, I want to work with you. Hey man, let me see if I can get some of that sound."
yeah,
So that's just that's just the nature of the beast, I guess.
I guess. All right. So you have another song. We have another song called The Whiskey Party. Tell me about that song
Whiskey
and who
party.
came up with that song.
Hey,
I take it you have a favorite brand of whiskey that you like to drink or like
Crown
to.
Royal, Crown Royal Apple. That's my favorite whiskey. That is it.
Wow,
Crown Royal Apple. That
Crown
is
Royal.
it.
Okay.
Crown Royal Apple. That is my favorite whiskey.
Yeah, it is.
Uh, I'm a big wrestling fan.
Okay.
I heard
Oh,
and I got and my CD out. I got a CD, a limited edition CD called Spilt Liquor. Okay, yeah, it's called Spilt Liquor. So it's a limited edition CD. I'm only selling it limited edition. I'm not putting it online. It's one of those deals where you gotta order it, or you catch me somewhere and I get you one or whatnot. But it's limited edition. But
okay.
anyway, I heard a promo that Ric Flair said one day. And Ric Flair said one day, he said, I spent more money on spilt liquor in bars across America than you've made. I
Oh, wow.
said, wow. so so I heard him say that. I said, "Ooh, Lord, that's one whiskey party right there. Whiskey party."
He
And
said,
we,
"Oh, still looking. Lord have mercy."
mm-hmm. And
All right.
so I came with whiskey party, man, and that's Run love that, but Run kind of heavy on my new song, Mr. Charlie, which I ain't put out yet, but he he heavy on that one. But
Right.
Run love that whiskey party though, man. He's
Yeah,
the one
it's
who
really cool.
got behind me to push that one. So we pushing that to the moon right now.
All right, we're going to hear it in a second. I am Taiwan. Hey, Taiwan. He said, "What up? What up? I came through to show some love." Hey, Queen.
What's
Hello.
up, big homie?
Yep. Had him on the show not too long ago. Talented boy. Y'all not playing. You hear me?
Oh yeah, we all come from the same camp, so we gotta
Yeah.
we look out for each other.
And this is Armstrong International Media and Distribution, CO owned by April J. Armstrong. She is the wonderful woman that supports this show. She's presenting this show. And Mr. Ronald Schufert, you always host a great show. Thank you. So
Oh yeah, she does a great job interviewing. She does. She makes me feel so comfortable.
Oh, good. Look, we like good old kinfolk. We ain't seen each other
I
in
know,
years.
right? Ain't seen each other in years, man. Felt like I talked to my home girl I went to school with, man.
Right. That's how you do it. Okay, well, introduce your next song so we can get everybody to hear that song, and then you're going to tell us how we can, find your music. You already talked about the limited edition, and we'll put that information up also. Okay, so.
Hey, yo, this is the Milkman Latrell Night, and this is my single Whiskey Party. Stay tuned.
All right, right here on an interview with. Be right back.
Break your shot glasses out. Your red solo and get you a drink. Yo, club cups. Oh, it's a whiskey party. If you drinking out the bottle cowboy style, you already know what to do. Hey, 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 hey. It's a whiskey party. We gon' party all weekend. I'ma call my road dog. And you can call your best friend. It's a whiskey party. We gon' party all weekend. I'ma call my road dog. And you can call your best friend. Friday night, gotta hit the liquor store. Got something to drink, but I'ma need a little more. Call my homeboy, tell him it's about to go down. I'ma get this drink, might sip me some Crown. Call your neighbors and call your friends. We about to party the whole weekend. It's a grown folk party, young folks settle down. We ain't about to have this foolish look around. problems. Ease on out the way, he did. This song for you.
All right. It's a whiskey party. All right, now that's a cool song. And you wrote the song yourself, right?
Correct.
Okay, I have a question too. Do you participate in any of the music production in terms of like instrument, the producing, playing instruments and all that fun stuff
A
on it?
lot of the songs I do, a lot of the songs I do, and I tell anybody, when I do decide to produce a track, it's tedious for me because I don't make them like everybody else make them. I pretty much piece by piece make my tracks. I got to go over there and play the board. I got to go get on some drums for real. I got to put a real bass line on there. I got to call somebody to play the saxophone. I really got to
Oh,
put
okay.
everything together piece by piece. I really got to do it like that. I can't just, okay, I'm going to drag this piece over here and drag that over there, Fruity Loops. Nothing against those guys, but I have a tedious plan of how I do my tracks. So I normally don't a lot produce a full track, but when it comes down to my tracks, I have a lot of input on.
Okay. So the two songs that we've heard tonight, they are available for purchase right now on streaming platforms, or how
Yes,
can people find your music?
yes, they on all streaming platforms. Those two anyway.
Okay.
Also, Inspired is on all streaming platforms. My other song, my R&B song,
Oh,
Inspired,
nice.
it's on all platforms as well. Those three songs, yes. The other songs that I have, pretty much, I got those limited edition, like I said earlier.
Mm-hmm.
You can call me and place an order. Email me and place an order. I'll be more than happy to send it to you.
Okay. Write this in there really quick. Available on all streaming platforms. How can people find you on? Do you have social media that you work with?
I'm on Latrell Knight on Facebook. I'm Latrell Knight on TikTok. I am Latrell Knight. I'm LK Soul Star 81 on Instagram. I have a
Okay.
Latrell Knight page on YouTube. And again, to email me, latrellknight81@gmail.com.
Okay. And for booking contact information, I have Ron Schufer as your point of contact, Rutgers
That's
Management
correct.
at
That's correct.
334-207-7280. And I have a flyer. I'm not sure if it pulled up for me. Let's double check. I'm going to pull this out the broadcast for 1 second. Uh, All right. So that was just a flyer advertising the management company for Ron Schufert. It's Rutgers Management at 334-207-7280. So if you like to have Latrell Knight at your events or shows, performing, please give Mr. Ron Schufert a holler and he can help make that happen. So before we close, because we talked briefly about your involvement in stage plays, you talked about one of them that you have currently happening. Is that right?
Well, we trying to get it off the ground.
Oh,
I like a lot of actors that are in Virginia that I
mhm,
dealt with, and so
mhm.
I got to get with their scheduling we having a scheduling conflict with a few of those. So I don't want to replace them. You know, I want them to come down and do the play.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd rather work with them because, you know, like I said, they know how I like my blocking done. They know how I like all these things done. So I'd rather work with them. And
Mm-hmm.
so we're gonna work around their schedule and pick good dates to go ahead and start doing dates this year.
Okay. And it's going to be in Mississippi or Virginia?
Oh, we're gonna travel. We're
Oh,
gonna
I
do
see.
both. We're gonna do both now. We're gonna go in Mississippi. We're gonna go in about 3 states, I mean 3 cities in Mississippi, and then we're gonna hit Norfolk and Richmond. And you know, so yeah, we're gonna do it
Oh, good. And you got to keep
pretty
us
much.
posted. And what's the name of the play?
It's called For My Brothers.
For My Brothers. Okay. And what is it about again? Can you tell us a little bit
Number
about?
four, number four, My Brothers. Uh, it's a stage play about four brothers who grew up under the tutelage of their grandparents because their parents died at an early age.
Mm-hmm.
And the granddaddy was a jack of all trades. He was a he was a he was a car mechanic. He did some paralegal work. He
Mm-hmm.
sold a couple of houses, and he
Mm-hmm.
played in the juke joint. You know, he played in a band in the juke joint. So
Okay.
all four of the kids picked up one of his, you know, things, and they took it and got successful with it and ran off and, you know, and became successful and all. And they pretty much wasn't coming home too much or nothing. And then he died, so they all had to come home to bury him. And they found out that one of the brothers are not as successful as he claimed, and the family been holding too many secrets in with each other. So, you know, it's pretty deep.
Hey, that's
Oh, it's
how it
pretty
is.
deep.
You find out a lot of secrets when things like that happen, when certain events like that happen in
Oh
families.
yeah.
Okay, so Latrell, do you have any advice that you'd like to share with upcoming independent artists like yourself?
You know what? Again, I go back to this. I'm a student of the game, so you know, I encourage everyone to still be students of the game, but be
Mm-hmm.
previous to what advice you take. I
Mm,
mean, sometimes, you know, it's not your best interest. You got to remember when you're asking another artist about your craft, 9 times out of 10, man, they're looking at you as competition. So you have to take
mm.
what they say with a grain of salt sometimes. But at the same time, some people are being genuine and trying to help. So you have to take that as well. Be a student of the game. Watch, pay attention. Pay
Gotcha.
attention. Carve your own path, stay in your own lane, and trust me, it'll work out. It may not come overnight, because I know it don't come overnight. I've been doing this for
Yeah.
20 years. It
Mm-hmm.
don't for 20 something years. So I know it don't come overnight, but it's coming. Yours is yours. Don't knock another person. Yours is yours. God's blessing for
Exactly.
you is your blessing.
That's right. That's right. That's some awesome advice. Thank you so much. I want to thank you so much for coming on and hanging out with me tonight. I want to thank Ronald for introducing us and all of his great artists. I so enjoyed meeting all of you guys. And I want to thank all of my guests for tuning in tonight on an interview with. And I wanted to also, excuse me, let you guys know that if you would like to be interviewed on this show, all you have to do is hit me up at, where am I? I think this is it right here. Oh, excuse me.
I don't want to cut you off, but hey, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
We done got all cool like this and all that. How come I ain't got no Facebook friend request, man? You act like, boy, I ain't
Oh,
gonna
we can
stalk your
do it.
page. I ain't gonna stalk your page. I'm just gonna come
Excuse
through
me.
every now and then and like something and keep going. You know, I ain't gonna stalk you.
Not a problem. Not a problem. Not a problem. We look. We can folk. We good. And I'm going
Yeah,
to friend
girl, we
request
can't
you.
vote. Shoot.
You know what? And I'm surprised. You know, I don't. I have a friend request from all of his artists. I didn't get one from you, so that's good. I will friend request you afterwards, and we can go from there for sure. Because
Thank
you
you.
gotta
I
definitely
appreciate
come
that.
back. I
I'm
welcome
good
all
people.
of this to come back. Yeah, I
I'm
welcome
good
all
people,
of
man. I have a good barbecue and everything, man. I'm good
Okay,
people.
that sounds good. Okay. Well, if you guys, if you're interested, if you're an independent artist or entrepreneur and you want to be interviewed on this show, please email your request to an interview with 430 at gmail.com, because I definitely would love to shine a spotlight on you. And I once again want to thank you so much. We are kin folks for life now, so don't forget, you got to
We
come
can't
back when you
vote.
start. Yeah, when you start promoting the play. talk about the play, have some of your actors, on to discuss the process and what you guys are looking forward to, and any upcoming music, anything you're doing, come back. Definitely want to come. I'll be more than happy to have you come back. So yeah, not a problem. So let's make sure I didn't forget anything. Let's see who else is over here in the comments. Okay.
Oh yeah. Hey everybody, I can't see y'all comments, but hey everybody.
Yeah. Thank you so much for tuning in, because again, this is what I love to do. I love meeting people like yourself, and I love hearing about all that you guys do and have to offer. And the reward is just you getting that exposure, additional exposure, just a little bit more exposure, and people are actually sewing into you guys as gifts. And that's what makes me so proud. I'm like, yeah, see, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So next week I will have another guest on this show, guys. You got to come back. Going to meet a talented young lady who is a wonderful songstress, and she's going to tell you all about herself next week. And that's Tuesday, live on Facebook at 8 p.m. And again, this broadcast will air tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. on untappedmusicradio.airtime.pro. So that's that little global radio station I was talking about early on, where they have a listenership that is totally global. It's wonderful. So yeah, it's going to be a really great opportunity for the rest of the world to hear about this interview about Latrell. So Latrell, thank you for coming on again, and I do look forward to being Facebook friends.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Facebook family.
Facebook family. Yeah.
And I look forward to having you back on the show. So
I'll come back as soon as we get this play running. I'm talking about when we start doing rehearsals. I'm getting in touch with you. We gonna talk
definitely.
Yeah, we gonna talk through it. I got you.
Yeah, and I'm not too far from Richmond, so even if you're, you trying to have it performed there? Did you mention Richmond or Norfolk? One of those.
Both. We'll be in Norfolk and Richmond. That's the plan. We're gonna go to Norfolk and Richmond.
Okay, well, I definitely will be there. I'll get my tickets, and we'll be there to support the show. So definitely, when you come back, you gotta talk about the show so we can keep promoting it, and I'll travel. It's not that far.
That ain't that far from you. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
okay,
not that far. So I can pull it off.
All right. Well, I look at here. I enjoyed myself on an interview with.
That's right. That's right.
Check out the Milkman on the interview with y'all for real. And I enjoyed myself with family.
Good. I'm glad. All right, then, guys. Well, until next time, definitely come back to see us and hang out with us. And we're going to go ahead and close out. I'm going to close out with one of your songs, the two that we aired tonight. Which one would you like for me to close the show out with?
Well, I guess we can. Well, since we're gonna just play one of those two, we can go back to the Milkman. That's fine. Sign off.
All right, guys. You met the talented Latrell Knight, Mr. Milkman. So we're going to play his song, Mr. Milkman, and you will enjoy the song. It's really cool. Okay. All right. Thank you again, and we will close out on that. And you guys have a wonderful week, and I look forward to seeing you again on next week. And let me make sure I have this up. All right. Yes. Okay. All right, then. Well, thank you so much for tuning in, and we're going to close out with your song.
Come through and I supply you and come back when you want me to. Can I be your milkman? Come through when I need to come through and I supply you and come back when you want me to. Can I come through the front door? Never been one to peep and hide. I ain't one for the run around. Satisfaction when I come inside. Pretty woman, why you let a man make you feel misunderstood? Let the milkman supply your needs, guaranteed to do your body good. Wanna be your milkman? Come through when I need to come through. And I supply you. And come back when you want me to. Can I be your milkman? Come through when I need to come through. And I supply you. And come back when you want me to. All night with the workout, would you know the milkman delivers on time? Yeah. Strong bones got it going on. Have you had this milk of mine? Yeah. Every woman needs a taste of treat, you know the Milky Way. Yeah. Just call on me, baby, I'll be there to brighten your day. Wanna be your milkman? Come through when I need to come through. And I supply you. And come back when you want me to. Can I be your milkman? Come through when I need to come through. And I supply you. And come back when you want me to. On time delivery, satisfaction guarantee. Can I be your milkman? Supplying all your every need. On time delivery, satisfaction guarantee. Can I be your milkman? Supplying all your every need. Wanna be your milkman? Come through when I need to come through. And I supply you. And come back when you want me to. Can I be your milkman? Come through when I need to come through. And I supply you. And come back when you want me to.